The next phrase is every so often. Every so often means occasionally, from time to time. I like to treat myself to something sweet every so often. This means I occasionally enjoy something sweet. She calls her grandparents every so often. This means she phones them from time to time. Every so often, we take a short trip out of town. This means we sometimes go on short trips. The next word is excel. Excel means to be exceptionally good at something. He excels in mathematics. This means he is very skilled in math. She excels at painting portraits. This means she is very talented at painting people. They excel in customer service. This means they are outstanding at helping customers. The next phrase is excel yourself. Excel yourself means to do better than you usually do. You really excelled yourself with this presentation. This means your presentation was even better than usual. She excelled herself in the final performance. This means she outdid her usual standard during the final show. The chef excelled himself with the dessert. This means the dessert was especially impressive, even for him. The next phrase is exclusive of something. Exclusive of something means not including something. The price is $200, exclusive of tax. This means tax is not included in the $200. He works 40 hours a week, exclusive of overtime. This means the 40 hours don't include any overtime. Shipping costs are exclusive of the listed price. This means shipping is not included in that price. The next phrase is extend from. Extend from means to stretch or reach from one place to another. The trail extends from the village to the mountains. This means the trail begins in the village and reaches the mountains. The bridge extends from one side of the river to the other. This means the bridge connects the two riverbanks. The roots extend from the base of the tree into the soil. This means the roots grow outward from the tree into the earth. The next phrase is extend into. Extend into means to reach into another area or space. The festival extends into the next month. This means the festival continues into the following month. The forest extends into the neighboring region. This means part of the forest lies in the nearby area. Her influence extends into the business world. This means she also has impact or power in business. The next phrase is extend over. Extend over means to span or cover an area or period of time. The project will extend over 5 years. This means the project will last for 5 years. The clouds extended over the entire sky. This means the clouds covered the whole sky. His work extends over several disciplines. This means his work spans different areas of study. The next phrase is eye contact. Eye contact means the act of looking directly into someone's eyes while communicating. When you speak to someone, make eye contact. This means you should look them in the eyes while talking. She avoided eye contact during the interview. This means she didn't look directly at the interviewer. Good eye contact helps build trust in conversations. This means looking someone in the eyes can make interactions feel more honest. The next phrase is fair play. Fair play means treating everyone equally and following the rules. It's important to ensure fair play in sports. This means making sure everyone is treated fairly according to the rules. They argued for fair play in the competition. This means they wanted to ensure everyone had an equal chance. Fair play is essential for a healthy work environment. This means treating everyone fairly is crucial in the workplace. The next phrase is fall into place. Fall into place means to become clear or organized, usually after a period of confusion. After a few weeks, everything finally fell into place. This means everything became clear and organized. The plan didn't make sense at first, but it eventually fell into place. This means the plan became understandable and coherent later. With the new system, things are starting to fall into place. This means things are becoming organized and clearer with the new system. The next phrase is fall on deaf ears. Fall on deaf ears means to be ignored or not listened to. His plea for help fell on deaf ears. This means no one paid attention to his request for help. The warning about the storm fell on deaf ears. This means no one took the warning seriously. Her advice always seems to fall on deaf ears. This means people often ignore her advice. The next phrase is fall prey to something. Fall prey to something means to become a victim of something or be harmed by it. Many small businesses fall prey to online scams. This means many small businesses become victims of online fraud. He fell prey to a phishing attack last year. This means he became a victim of an online scam. She fell prey to peer pressure and made a bad decision. This means she was influenced by others to make a poor choice. The next phrase is fall short of something. Fall short of something means to not reach the expected or desired standard. Her performance fell short of expectations. This means her performance wasn't as good as expected. The project fell short of the company's goals. This means the project didn't meet the company's objectives. The product falls short of what was promised. This means the product doesn't meet the promises made about it. The next phrase is familiarize somebody with something. Familiarize somebody with something means to make someone aware of or comfortable with something. The trainer familiarized the team with the new software. This means the trainer helped the team learn how to use the new software. He familiarized himself with the rules before the game. This means he made sure he understood the rules. The guide will familiarize you with the museum exhibits. This means the guide will help you learn about the museum's displays. The next phrase is familiarize yourself with something. Familiarize yourself with something means to learn about something or get to know it better. Before the meeting, familiarize yourself with the agenda. This means review the agenda and become familiar with the topics. You should familiarize yourself with the new policies. This means you should read and understand the new policies. I spent the evening familiarizing myself with the software. This means I spent time learning how to use the software. The next phrase is far from doing something. Far from doing something means not even close to doing something. He was far from finishing the report when the deadline came. This means he didn't even come close to completing the report. She was far from being happy about the decision. This means she was not at all happy with the decision. They are far from solving the issue. This means they are not even close to finding a solution to the problem. The next phrase is fast asleep. Fast asleep means deeply asleep, not awake or aware of surroundings. She was fast asleep when the phone rang. This means she was in a deep sleep and didn't hear the phone. The children were fast asleep after the long trip. This means the children were sleeping deeply after their journey. By midnight, he was fast asleep on the couch. This means he was deeply asleep by the time it was late. The next phrase is fear the worst. Fear the worst means to expect something very bad or unpleasant to happen. I fear the worst after hearing the news about the accident. This means I expect the situation to be very bad. He feared the worst when he couldn't find his keys. This means he thought he might have lost his keys for good. I fear the worst about the company's future. This means I expect the company's future might be bleak or troubled. The next phrase is faint. Faint means to lose consciousness for a short period, often due to a lack of oxygen or feeling weak. She felt faint after standing for hours in the heat. This means she almost lost consciousness from feeling weak and dizzy. He nearly fainted when he saw the amount of blood. This means he almost lost consciousness because of the sight. I felt faint after the long run. This means I felt weak and nearly passed out from exhaustion. The next phrase is feel faint. Feel faint means to feel weak or as though you might lose consciousness. He felt faint after standing in the hot sun for too long. This means he felt dizzy and like he might pass out. I feel faint whenever I skip a meal. This means I feel weak and close to passing out when I don't eat. She felt faint when the room became too stuffy. This means she felt dizzy and lightheaded from the lack of fresh air. The next phrase is few and far between. Few and far between means rare or not happening often. Opportunities like this are few and far between. This means such opportunities don't happen very often. His visits to the city are few and far between. This means he rarely comes to the city. The good reviews for the restaurant are few and far between. This means there are very few positive reviews for the restaurant. The next phrase is fill a need. Fill a need means to satisfy a requirement or demand. The new product fills a need in the market for affordable tech. This means the product meets the demand for inexpensive technology. This service fills a need for elderly care in the community. This means this service satisfies the requirement for elderly care. They aim to fill a need for better education in rural areas. This means they aim to meet the demand for improved education in rural places. The next phrase is fill a gap. Fill a gap means to provide something that is missing or needed. The new app fills a gap in the market for mental health support. This means the app provides something that was previously missing. This course will fill a gap in your knowledge of computer programming. This means this course will provide knowledge that you currently lack. The new policy aims to fill a gap in environmental protection. This means the policy is designed to address a missing aspect of environmental protection. The next phrase is fill a demand. Fill a demand means to supply what is needed or wanted by others. The company is working hard to fill the demand for renewable energy. This means the company is striving to meet the need for renewable energy. The factory is designed to fill the demand for fast fashion. This means the factory is built to meet the high demand for trendy clothing. We are struggling to fill the demand for organic food. This means we are finding it difficult to meet the growing need for organic food. The next phrase is filter down. Filter down means to gradually spread or pass down through a system or group. The information will filter down to all employees eventually. This means the information will be passed on to everyone over time. The benefits of the new law are expected to filter down to local communities. This means the positive effects of the law will gradually reach local communities. Ideas and strategies filter down from the top management. This means ideas and strategies are communicated and passed down from higher levels of management. The next phrase is filter in. Filter in means to gradually enter or arrive in a place or situation. New ideas are beginning to filter in from other countries. This means new ideas are slowly entering from abroad. The guests started to filter in slowly as the event began. This means the guests started arriving gradually as the event started. Information about the new project is starting to filter in from the team. This means the details about the project are gradually being shared by the team. The next phrase is filter through. Filter through means to pass or spread through something, often gradually. The news about the promotion began to filter through the office. This means the news started to spread slowly within the office. It took time for the results to filter through to the public. This means it took a while for the results to become known by the public. Rumors started to filter through the town. This means rumors began to spread gradually throughout the town. The next phrase is filter out. Filter out means to remove or separate something unwanted or unnecessary. The system filters out spam emails automatically. This means the system automatically removes unwanted emails. You should filter out any irrelevant data before analyzing. This means you should remove irrelevant data before performing the analysis. They filter out unqualified applicants during the recruitment process. This means they remove applicants who do not meet the qualifications. The next phrase is find common ground. Find common ground means to discover shared interests or opinions with someone. They were able to find common ground during the negotiation. This means they found shared interests or agreements in their discussion. The two parties found common ground on the environmental issue. This means they agreed on environmental matters. Despite their differences, they found common ground in their love for animals. This means they shared a common interest in animals despite other differences. The next phrase is find fault with somebody. Find fault with somebody means to criticize or blame someone for something. She always finds fault with her colleague's work. This means she frequently criticizes her colleagues' work. It's easy to find fault with others, but we should focus on improving ourselves. This means it's common to criticize others, but we should concentrate on self-improvement. He tends to find fault with everyone around him. This means he often criticizes the people in his life. The next phrase is find fault with something. Find fault with something means to criticize or point out mistakes in something. She found fault with the design of the new building. This means she criticized the building's design. They constantly find fault with the company's policies. This means they frequently criticize the company's rules. It's difficult to find fault with such a well-written novel. This means it's hard to criticize a novel that is excellently written. The next phrase is fire somebody's imagination. Fire somebody's imagination means to excite or inspire someone's creativity or enthusiasm. The story of the explorer fired his imagination. This means the explorer's story inspired his creativity and enthusiasm. The new technology fired the imagination of young inventors. This means the new technology inspired the creativity of young inventors. Her art class fires my imagination every time. This means her art class excites my creativity every time. The next phrase is flash by. Flash by means to move quickly past something or someone. The train flashed by at an incredible speed. This means the train passed by quickly. The memories of my childhood flash by whenever I visit my hometown. This means memories of my childhood come to mind quickly when I visit my hometown. The car flashed by us as we were walking. This means the car passed us quickly while we were walking. The next phrase is flash past. Flash past means to move quickly past or in front of something or someone. The cyclist flashed past us in the race. This means the cyclist quickly moved ahead of us in the race. I saw him flash past me in the hallway. This means I saw him move quickly past me in the hallway. The storm clouds flashed past without warning. This means the storm clouds quickly passed by with no prior notice. The next phrase is flash through. Flash through means to pass or move quickly through something. A thought flashed through my mind during the meeting. This means a thought quickly passed through my mind in the meeting. The scene flashed through my eyes as I recalled the event. This means I quickly remembered the scene as it passed through my mind. His car flashed through the red light. This means his car quickly passed through the red light without stopping. The next phrase is fly in the face of. Fly in the face of means to oppose or contradict something, especially when it is widely accepted or expected. His actions fly in the face of common sense. This means his actions contradict what is considered logical or sensible. The new policy flies in the face of the company's tradition. This means the new policy goes against the company's established tradition. Her decision to leave the organization flies in the face of her colleagues' expectations. This means her decision contradicts what her colleagues expected from her. The next phrase is follow in somebody's footsteps. Follow in somebody's footsteps means to do the same thing that someone else has done, often because they admire them. He decided to follow in his father's footsteps and become a doctor. This means he chose to pursue the same career as his father. She followed in her mentor's footsteps and started her own business. This means she started a business just like her mentor did. Many young athletes follow in the footsteps of famous sports icons. This means many young athletes try to emulate the careers of famous sports figures. The next phrase is follow somebody's example. Follow somebody's example means to imitate or model your behavior after someone who is considered a good role model. He followed his teacher's example and worked diligently every day. This means he copied his teacher's good work habits. She followed the example of her grandmother and volunteered at the local shelter. This means she imitated her grandmother's good deeds by volunteering. It's important to follow the example of people who lead with kindness. This means it's important to imitate the behavior of those who show kindness. The next phrase is follow somebody's lead. Follow somebody's lead means to do the same thing as someone else, especially because they are in charge or have set a good example. The team decided to follow the captain's lead and stay calm during the crisis. This means the team chose to remain calm, just as the captain did. He followed his boss's lead and started working longer hours to meet the deadline. This means he imitated his boss's work habits by putting in extra hours. The students followed the teacher's lead and completed the assignment early. This means the students did what the teacher suggested and finished their work ahead of time. The next phrase is follow suit. Follow suit means to do the same thing as someone else, especially after they have done it first. When one team member started volunteering for extra tasks, others followed suit. This means other team members also volunteered for extra tasks, just as one person did. When the first store offered a discount, many other shops followed suit. This means many shops started offering discounts as well, just like the first store. After seeing the new movie, everyone in the group followed suit and bought tickets. This means Everyone else bought tickets after seeing that one person buy theirs. The next phrase is for all. For all means in spite of something or despite a particular fact. For all his wealth, he is not happy. This means despite his wealth, he is not happy. For all her efforts, she couldn't solve the problem. This means despite her hard work, she was unable to find a solution. For all his charm, he couldn't convince her to stay. This means despite his charm, he wasn't able to persuade her. The next phrase is for fear of something. For fear of something means because you are worried or afraid of something happening. She stayed indoors for fear of the storm. Storm. This means she stayed inside because she was afraid of the storm. He didn't speak up for fear of making things worse. This means he remained silent because he was afraid it might worsen the situation. They didn't go to the park for fear of encountering the wild animals. This means they avoided the park because they were afraid of meeting wild animals. And the next phrase is for fear of doing something. For fear of doing something means because of the worry or fear of doing something. She stayed quiet for fear of offending anyone. This means she remained silent because she was worried about upsetting someone. He didn't raise his hand for fear of being wrong. This means he avoided participating because he was afraid of making a mistake. They refused to go for fear of getting lost in the unfamiliar area. This means they decided not to go because they were afraid of getting lost. The next phrase is for one thing. For one thing means used to introduce one reason or explanation among many. She couldn't attend the meeting, for one thing, because she had another commitment. This means she couldn't attend the meeting because she had something else to do, among other reasons. For one thing, I don't have enough time to help you right now. This means I can't help you at the moment, and there are other reasons too. For one thing, the restaurant is far from here. This means from when. This means one of the reasons is that the restaurant is too far away. The next phrase is for somebody's benefit. For somebody's benefit means in order to help or give something to someone. The new program was introduced for the students' benefit. This means the program was created to help the students. They held the meeting for the employees' benefit. This means the meeting was organized to help the employees. The donation was made for the children's benefit. This means the donation was given to help the children. The next phrase is for the best. For the best means in a way that will be helpful or beneficial, even if it doesn't seem that way at first. It's for the best that she moved away for a new job. This means moving for the job was a good decision, even though it was hard. He missed the bus, but it was for the best because he needed the extra time. This means missing the bus ended up being helpful in the long run. Breaking up with him was for the best. This means ending the relationship was ultimately a positive thing. The next phrase is for the foreseeable future. For the foreseeable future means for a period of time that can be predicted based on current knowledge or conditions. The project will continue for the foreseeable future. This means the project will keep going for as long as we can predict. They are planning to stay in the city for the foreseeable future. This means they intend to stay in the city for a period that seems likely based on current circumstances. The company's growth looks steady for the foreseeable future. This means the company's growth is expected to remain stable for the time being. The next phrase is in the foreseeable future. In the foreseeable future means in the near future, based on what is currently known or expected. We're not expecting any changes in the foreseeable future. This means no changes are expected in the near future. In the foreseeable future, technology will continue to advance rapidly. This means we expect technology to keep progressing quickly in the near future. She doesn't plan to move in the foreseeable future. This means she doesn't plan to move for the time being. The next phrase is form an opinion. Form an opinion means to develop or create an opinion about something. You should take time to form an opinion before making a decision. This means you should think carefully before deciding what you believe. It's difficult to form an opinion without all the facts. This means it's hard to develop an opinion when you don't have enough information. He quickly formed an opinion about the new employee. This means he decided what he thought about the new employee after meeting them. The next phrase is form an impression. Form an impression means to create an idea or belief about someone or something based on what you observe or know. She formed a positive impression of him after their meeting. This means she developed a good opinion of him after they met. It's easy to form an impression of a place based on first appearances. This means it's simple to judge a place based on what you see at first. He formed an impression that the job was too challenging. This means he believed the job would be difficult after learning about it. The next phrase is frame of mind. Frame of mind means a particular mood or attitude that someone has at a certain time. Her frame of mind was positive before the presentation. This means she was in a good mood or had a positive attitude before presenting. He's in a bad frame of mind today after the argument. This means he is feeling upset or negative after the disagreement. It's important to be in the right frame of mind before making big decisions. This means you should be mentally prepared and calm before making important choices. The next phrase is free speech. Free speech means the right to express one's opinions publicly without government interference. In many countries, free speech is a fundamental right. This means in many nations, people have the right to express their opinions openly. The debate about free speech continues to shape many legal systems. This means discussions about the right to express opinions influence how laws are made. She strongly believes in the importance of free speech. This means she thinks the right to express opinions is very important. The next phrase is freedom of speech. Freedom of speech means the right to speak or express opinions without restriction. Freedom of speech is a key principle in democratic societies. This means the right to express opinions without limitation is essential in democratic countries. He argued that freedom of speech should not be limited. This means he believed that people should be allowed to speak freely without restrictions. The government must protect freedom of speech for all its citizens. This means the government must ensure that everyone has the right to express their views. The next phrase is freedom from something. Freedom from something means the state of not being affected by or controlled by something. She fought for freedom from oppression. This means she struggled to be free from being controlled or treated unfairly. We all deserve freedom from fear and violence. This means everyone should have the right to live without being scared or harmed. The country gained its freedom from colonial rule. This means the country became independent and no longer under the control of another nation. The next phrase is fresh water. Fresh water means water that is not salty and is suitable for drinking and irrigation. Fresh water is essential for human survival. This means clean, drinkable water is necessary for life. The region struggles with a shortage of fresh water. This means there isn't enough clean water available in the area. Freshwater resources are becoming scarce in many parts of the world. This means there is less available clean water in many regions. The next phrase is from onwards. From onwards means starting at a particular point in time and continuing after that. From Monday onwards, the office will be closed for the holiday. This means starting from Monday, the office will remain closed. He will be available from next week onwards. This means he will start being available next week and continue to be available after that. From this moment onwards, we need to focus on the new project. This means starting now, we must concentrate on the new project. The next phrase is from top to bottom. From top to bottom means covering or affecting everything in a particular area, from the highest point to the lowest. The manager reviewed the report from top to bottom. This means the manager examined the entire report, looking at every detail. They cleaned the house from top to bottom. This means they cleaned every part of the house thoroughly. The company has changed its policies from top to bottom. This means the company has completely revised its policies. The next phrase is get a move on. Get a move on means to hurry up or start doing something quickly. We need to get a move on if we want to catch the train. This means we should hurry if we want to make it to the train on time. Come on, get a move on. We're going to be late. This means hurry up. We are running out of time. If we don't get a move on, we'll miss the meeting. This means if we don't act quickly, we won't make it to the meeting. The next phrase is get moving. Get moving means to start moving or to begin taking action. We should get moving if we want to finish before dark. This means we need to start working if we want to finish in time. Let's get moving and head to the event now. This means let's start going to the event. If we don't get moving, we'll be stuck in traffic. This means if we don't start now, we'll get delayed by traffic. The next phrase is get off on the wrong foot. Get off on the wrong foot means to start something in a way that causes problems or difficulties later on. He got off on the wrong foot with his new boss by being late on the first day. This means he made a bad impression on his new boss by arriving late. Their project got off on the wrong foot when they missed the deadline. So this means their project started badly because they failed to meet the deadline. She got off on the wrong foot with her teammates by arguing during the first meeting. This means she made a poor start with her teammates by arguing. The next phrase is start on the wrong foot. Start on the wrong foot means to begin something poorly, often with problems or misunderstandings. He started on the wrong foot at his new job by upsetting his colleagues. This means he made a poor start by causing trouble with his coworkers. The team started on the wrong foot by losing the first game of the season. This means the team began poorly by losing their first match. I hope we don't start on the wrong foot with this new project. This means I hope we don't begin the new project with problems. The next phrase is get out of hand. Get out of hand means to become uncontrollable or chaotic. The situation quickly got out of hand during the meeting. This means things became chaotic or uncontrollable in the meeting. The party got out of hand and ended early because of the noise. This means the party became too wild, so it ended sooner than expected. If we don't act soon, this problem will get out of hand. This means if we don't take action, the issue will become too difficult to control. The next phrase is get somebody muddled up. Get somebody muddled up means to confuse or mix up a person's thoughts or understanding. I got muddled up with all the different instructions. This means I became confused by the many instructions. She got me muddled up when she explained the rules. This means she confused me with her explanation of the rules. I often get muddled up when trying to remember names. This means I get confused when trying to recall people's names. The next phrase is get something muddled up. Get something muddled up means to mix up or confuse things. I got the dates muddled up and missed the event. This means I confused the dates and ended up missing the event. Don't get the instructions muddled up. It's important to follow them carefully. This means don't confuse the instructions. They need to be followed exactly. She always gets her appointments muddled up. This means she often confuses or mixes up her appointments. The next phrase is get something off your chest. Get something off your chest means to talk about something that has been bothering you. I need to get this off my chest. I've been feeling stressed lately. This means I need to talk about my stress to feel better. It felt good to get everything off my chest after the meeting. This means I felt better after discussing everything that was bothering me. He finally got it off his chest and apologized. This means he talked about his feelings and made an apology. The next phrase is get something over and done with. Get something over and done with means to complete or finish something, especially something unpleasant or difficult. Let's get this meeting over with so we can enjoy the rest of the day. This means let's finish the meeting quickly and move on to other things. I just want to get this test over with. This means I want to finish the test as soon as possible. Once we get the chores over with, we can relax. This means once we finish the chores, we can enjoy ourselves. The next phrase is get the hang of something. Get the hang of something means to learn how to do something, especially after some practice or experience. It took me a while to get the hang of driving a manual car. This means it took some time to learn how to drive a manual car. Once you get the hang of this recipe, it's easy to make. This means once you learn how to follow the recipe, it becomes simple. She'll get the hang of using the new software soon. This means she will learn to use the new software with practice. The next phrase is get the picture. Get the picture means to understand or grasp the situation. Do you get the picture now? It's much easier than it seems. This means Do you understand the situation now? It's simpler than it looks. He explained it again until I finally got the picture. This means he repeated it until I understood. After seeing the results, she got the picture of what was happening. This means after looking at the results, she understood the situation. The next phrase is get underway. Get underway means to begin or start something. The event will get underway at 9 a.m. tomorrow. This means the event will start at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Once the meeting gets underway, we'll discuss the new plan. This means once the meeting starts, we will talk about the new plan. The project is finally getting underway after all the preparation. This means that the project is starting after all the necessary work has been done. The next phrase is get you nowhere. Get you nowhere means to lead to no success or result. Arguing with him will just get you nowhere. This means arguing won't lead to any good outcome. Complaining about the situation will get you nowhere. This means complaining won't improve anything. If you don't act soon, waiting will get you nowhere. This means if you don't take action now, waiting will not bring any results. The next phrase is get your act together. Get your act together means to organize yourself and start performing better. You need to get your act together if you want to pass the exam. This means you need to organize yourself and improve your performance to pass the exam. She finally got her act together and completed the project on time. This means she organized herself and finished the project successfully. If you don't get your act together, you'll keep making mistakes. This means if you don't improve and get organized, you'll keep making errors. The next phrase is get your own back on somebody. Get your own back on somebody means to take revenge on someone. She planned to get her own back on him after he embarrassed her. This means she wanted to take revenge on him after he humiliated her. He finally got his own back on the person who had betrayed him. This means he took revenge on the person who had wronged him. It's not a good idea to get your own back on others. It only makes things worse. This means seeking revenge only leads to more problems. The next phrase is get the upper hand. Get the upper hand means to gain control or an advantage in a situation. After a few rounds, they got the upper hand in the competition. This means they gained the advantage in the competition. He was able to get the upper hand during the negotiation. This means he gained control in the negotiation. Once she gets the upper hand, she'll be able to make decisions. This means once she gains control, she will have the power to decide. The next phrase is gain the upper hand. Gain the upper hand means to obtain control or superiority in a situation. The team quickly gained the upper hand in the game. This means the team took control and became superior in the game. She gained the upper hand in the debate by presenting strong evidence. This means she took control of the debate with convincing arguments. By working hard, he managed to gain the upper hand in his career. This means he took the lead and became more successful in his career. The next phrase is get something out of the way. Get something out of the way means to complete or deal with something so it is no longer a concern. Let's get the paperwork out of the way before we start the meeting. This means let's finish the paperwork so we can focus on the meeting. I'll get the chores out of the way so we can relax. This means I'll finish the chores quickly so we can enjoy our time. Once we get the minor issues out of the way, we can focus on the main project. This means after solving the small problems, we can focus on the main task. The next phrase is have something out of the way. Have something out of the way means to finish something so it is no longer a concern. I already have all my assignments out of the way. This means I have completed my assignments so they are no longer a concern. Once you have the small tasks out of the way, you'll feel less stressed. This means once you complete the minor tasks, you will feel relieved. She made sure to have all the preparations out of the way before the event. This means she finished all the necessary preparations before the event started. The next phrase is get on the bandwagon. Get on the bandwagon means to join or support something that is becoming popular or successful. Everyone started to get on the bandwagon and buy the latest phone. This means everyone joined in and started buying the popular phone. It's tempting to get on the bandwagon and follow the trend. This means it's easy to be influenced by the trend and join in. Don't just get on the bandwagon because it's popular. Make your own decision. This means don't just follow the crowd, think for yourself. The next phrase is jump on the bandwagon. Jump on the bandwagon means to join a popular activity or trend. Many people jumped on the bandwagon after the new movie was released. This means many people joined the trend after the movie became popular. I didn't want to jump on the bandwagon, but eventually I tried the new fitness app. This means I didn't want to follow the crowd, but I ended up trying the popular app. It's easy to jump on the bandwagon, but sometimes it's better to think independently. This means it's easy to follow the crowd, but sometimes it's wise to make your own choices. The next phrase is get your hands on something. Get your hands on something means to obtain or acquire something. I finally got my hands on the latest edition of the book. This means I managed to get the new edition of the book. She can't wait to get her hands on the new smartphone. This means she is eager to obtain the new smartphone. If you can get your hands on the tickets, let me know. This means if you manage to acquire the tickets, tell me. The next phrase is lay your hands on something. Lay your hands on something means to find or obtain something, often with difficulty. He finally laid his hands on the rare collector's item. This means he managed to acquire the rare item, though it was hard to find. I've been trying to lay my hands on a good second-hand bicycle. This means I've been struggling to find a good second-hand bicycle. If I could lay my hands on that book, I'd read it immediately. This means if I could find the book, I would read it right away. The next phrase is get to your feet. Get to your feet means to stand up, especially after sitting or lying down. After the speech, the audience stood up and got to their feet to applaud. This means the audience stood up to give applause after the speech. He helped her get to her feet after she tripped. This means he assisted her in standing up after she fell. It took him a moment to get to his feet after the long meeting. This means it took him some time to stand up after sitting for a long time. The next phrase is rise to your feet. Rise to your feet means to stand up, especially in response to something. The crowd rose to their feet as the national anthem played. This means the crowd stood up when the national anthem was played. When the judge entered the courtroom, everyone rose to their feet. This means everyone stood up as a sign of respect when the judge entered. He rose to his feet and walked towards the stage to receive his award. This means he stood up and walked toward the stage to get his award. The next phrase is give and take. Give and take means a situation where both sides make compromises or share. In any successful relationship, there needs to be a bit of give and take. This means a good relationship requires both compromise and cooperation. There's always give and take in negotiations. This means negotiations involve mutual compromise and adjustment. The project requires a lot of give and take between the teams. This means the project involves a lot of compromise and mutual cooperation between the teams. The next phrase is give rise to something. Give rise to something means to cause or bring about something. The new policy has given rise to a lot of debate among the employees. This means the new policy has caused many employees to debate it. Her comment gave rise to a series of questions about the project. This means her comment led to many questions being asked about the project. The discovery of the new species has given rise to a lot of excitement in the scientific community. This means the discovery caused a lot of excitement among scientists. The next phrase is, give somebody a hard time. Give somebody a hard time means to treat someone in a way that makes things difficult for them. He gave me a hard time about being late for the meeting. This means he made it difficult for me because I was late. The coach gave the players a hard time for not following the training schedule. This means the coach scolded the players for not sticking to the schedule. Stop giving him a hard time. He's trying his best. This means stop making things difficult for him. He's doing his best.